Due to the rapid expansion of cities, development of land has become an increasingly high-profile issue. There are ongoing debates about the processes of allocation of spatial and environmental resources and the management of these resources in the global south. These phenomena are characterized by land grabbing, speculation, and exploitation of these resources. These debates call into question not only the way cities are spatially organized, but also, and most importantly, the underlying power relations shaping the processes and products of urban planning and societal development as a whole. In the South African context, the power relations demonstrated by the various political party standpoints about land and spatial organization is a good local example of a global phenomenon. As an outcome, gaining access to secure land can be viewed as one of the chief components in the wider process of claiming the rights of lower income dwellers to the city. Land tenure security plays a big role in decreasing social and economic vulnerability of low-income dwellers. Land tenure plays a role in reducing poverty, spurs economic development, and increases social stability. Many informal developments take place outside of the formal regulatory systems. The main reason for extra-legal urbanization is the disparity between the cost of the cheapest legal accommodation and what large sections of the population can feasibly afford to pay. It can be argued that the first step in unraveling the issue of land tenure begins with engaging with local political and institutional structures and addressing power imbalances, thus leading to effective proper land management regulations. Projects concerned with land tenure are complex in nature and do not present themselves as standalone issues. Instead, they consist of the provision of infrastructures, namely mobility and sanitation, public facilities like education and health, and basic services such as water and electricity, or immaterial as the improvement of financial tax systems. The major threats to tenure security come from forced evictions and coercive displacement. Over the past decades, the tenure issue has been primarily addressed by means of legalizing land titles and moving residents from a position of informality or extra-legality toward formalized individual tenure, temporary rights to land, and collective titles. It is commonly agreed by experts in the field that the preferred response to addressing land tenure issues is negotiating the middle ground between informal land occupation and formal individual titles. The underlying hypothesis is that land tenure options should be seen as a means for securing housing, infrastructure, and services rather than an end themselves. As a consequence, distinctions between secure and unsecure tenure systems have a greater potential for impacting the lives of low-income urban dwellers and protecting them from evictions, rather than those between legal and illegal systems. Alternatively, greater attention should be directed to expanded rights to land access and securing tenure, which exceeds simply the right to not be evicted, and is included with additional rights of the ability to rent and sell land and the ability to inherit land. Pro-poor land tenure regulation should primarily focus on tenure vulnerability and on incremental and evolutionary land strategies that include a range of different processes for securing tenure, simultaneously embracing both formal and informal arrangements. In conclusion, unraveling the issue of land tenure requires building on the experience of organized residents to negotiate solutions to bridge the gap between land they need and what they can feasibly afford, restructuring the social, economic, and political systems, dealing with land tenure, and approaching the issue with a bottom-up attitude.